Changing minds one thought at a time.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Akina.
Good evening, Jessica. How are you this evening?
I am doing awesome. I am so excited for our Empowering Women series call tonight. We have an amazing guest with us, Nadine Lajoie. Nadine is an amazing person. I am so inspired by her. I love her passion. I love her energy. Not only is she an award-winning entrepreneur, a success coach, but she's also a professional motorcycle racer, hitting speeds of over 180 miles an hour. She is one fast chick, but I love her because she also is just a very inspiring woman who gives back her time. She is all about empowering women, empowering teenagers, which is why we are so excited to welcome her on the call tonight. Tonight, Nadine's going to speak to us about winning in a male world, something she's been so successful at in motorcycle racing. Welcome, Nadine.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be on the show.
We are so excited to have you and learn from you. So why don't you tell us about some of the amazing things that you're doing and about your motorcycle racing? I'm thrilled to hear about that.
Yes. Actually, my last project is really like a teen CEO show. It's helping teenagers to build their own businesses and develop the champion mindset. And for me, because I was a champion motorcycle racer, and I will share with your audience a little bit, a couple of stories with them tonight about the mindset that I developed a lot on motorcycle racing. But actually, everything started a long time before that because I was an award-winning entrepreneur 16 times, and I semi-retired at 36. So the motorcycle is the hook and the metaphor with life and business because there is nobody else on the planet who's doing that. So it's kind of a niche for me. But everything, I think, is about realizing your dreams. And motorcycle is kind of extreme, but that really helps people to understand how we can perform and how we can realize our dream, whatever we have in mind. And this is my goal tonight, and this is my goal in my life, is really helping people, empowering people, like I say, which means inspire, empower, and go inside yourself and discover your power. So when you go at 180 miles per hour, you need to be in control of your own power, even if everything goes fast.
That's really true. I guess things can go very wrong at 180 miles per hour, right, if you're not in control of things. So how did you, what was it that made you decide to, ride motorcycles, and how has that influenced who you are and what you've done?
Thank you. Actually, I was a volleyball player, so the athlete, when we talk about getting in the zone, like being focused, adrenaline, discipline. So for me, volleyball saved my life. For the first 25 years of my life, volleyball really helped me out. And the thing is, when I broke my knee for the fifth time in volleyball, and that was the year that I was able to get to the national championship in volleyball. And I finished 9 in a national championship and against 5 of my friends who went to the Olympics 4 years later. For me, that was what passion I need to find and something else, because now I wasn't sure if I would be able to play volleyball at a high level, and that competitivity, I needed that. And finally, I was 31 years old when I bought my first bike, my first street bike at 31, and my first race at 33 years old. But because I had that champion mindset, competitivity, the discipline, adrenaline, and I share my 5 secrets of a high achiever. It's focus, adrenaline, discipline, coaching, and practice. And I did that in piano, in volleyball, in music, in business, and finally in motorcycle racing. And now I'm starting a new journey with that TV show where I'm the TV host. But everything is all about when you have something in mind, you get the tools, you get the strategy, you get the right coaches, you practice, you have the right discipline, you can accomplish it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it sounds like you've really overcome a lot of challenges in your life. And, I know many people who've really done great things have come from that place where they faced challenges and decided to rise above it. So what was the biggest influence for you? I know volleyball, you said, was, until you were 25. But what was it that inspired you to make that change and to take your life into your own hands?
Yeah, for me, the volleyball and the music saved my life, and my biggest challenge was myself. For the first 25 years of my life, even if I was good at sport, good at music, good at everything, I had that big hole inside myself. And since the age of 4 or 5 years old, I was saying, if life is not better at 25 years old, I will kill myself. And I was good at everything. I had nothing to complain. But when you feel the hole inside, and I know few people and probably a lot more people that we even think of, they are discouraged, they are depressed, they feel stuck, they don't know what to do. And they feel, even if they accomplish a lot of things in their life, they feel that big hole inside, and you cannot explain the big hole. And I tried for many years, and I couldn't explain it. And for me, 7 days before my birthday, my 25th birthday, I got sick. And often when you get sick, you get kind of a ha-ha moment, and that was the truth for me too. I got a pneumonia, which means you don't want to live, you don't want to breathe, you don't want to be unhurt. And one of my friends, when she brought me that definition, that psychosomatic definition, kind of wake me up a little bit, but it's many years later that I just realized that the lowest point of my life was that night where I almost committed suicide, but I turned on the TV, and that TV host was saying, if you want to do it, you can do it, but you need to call at least one friend. And that's why now my mission, my message, my help to people is to really be your friend and make you realize that you have a friend. And remember that song. When you down and trouble and you need some loving care, you've got a friend. Oh, yeah. You've got a friend, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So that's why my message, my work, my mission, everything since I'm retired is just about helping people to get through the finish line, to get those dreams coming true, to get those businesses started, and to overcome all your challenges that you can have.
Oh, that was wonderful.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
And at the same time, it's kind of... Go ahead. I think we have a little delay. So at the same time, that is also to prove people that we can have many passions, we can have many talents, but if we don't use it, if we don't take action on it, there is nothing that will happen. And maybe your talents will even disappear. So it's all about stretching yourself to the limit, stretching yourself, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your limit. And the motorcycle racing really showed me a lot of that, because there are not that many women. At Daytona, when I finished third at Daytona against 75 guys, I was probably the only woman on the grid. But you know why I finished third? It's because it was raining that morning, and half of the people didn't show up. That was one of the biggest lessons of my life. I finished third at Daytona because I showed up. Because even if it was raining, I was telling myself, dance with your bike, dance with your life, just smile in your helmet, just breathe in your helmet, just feeling calm, even if you're going fast. Because when you go fast, when you feel you're going fast, it's because you're going slow. So there are many, many metaphors like that I learned from the motorcycle that really helped me a lot in business and in my personal life.
That's awesome. And I love how you talked about just showing up. And sometimes showing up is the hardest part, but it's like the most important part. And, as entrepreneurs, it can be so difficult, like you said, to get our businesses started, to get our dreams going, and to start acting on the passions that we have. And, what advice can you give to entrepreneurs who are just sitting there on their dreams, just waiting for them to happen? And, how do they get to the start line? I know you talked about getting to the finish line, but getting to the start line is sometimes even more difficult than getting to the finish line.
Yeah, actually, yes. Like getting to the first step, to get up in the morning, to get your plan. A business plan is good, but I think a lot of people, they are not even having a life plan. And for me, when I was young, I was playing piano and singing, and I was hoping in '84, like Celine Dion will be sick when she sang for the Pope. So like that, I could raise my hand and I could sing instead of her. This was my dream, to become a celebrity, to go on stages and give concerts and be on stage. It didn't happen exactly the way that I wanted, but because I showed up, because I took different steps. Now, when I'm speaking all over the world, I'm going to speak in Germany next month, I'm speaking and I'm singing. So I kind of realized my dream, not exactly at 100% like I wanted, but this is the thing that the people need to understand. Whatever the life is bringing you as a challenge, as a detour, if you really know what is your power, what is your mission, what you want to do, there is always a way to do that on the side or to do that differently. Like somebody wants to be an NFL player but finally broke their knee, they cannot go to the NFL. They can still coach football for fun at school or at colleges. So when you have a life plan, and I share my racing system to your dreams, usually it's on the personal, professional, and spiritual level. And when I coach my client, I really use that 6-step process because that helps people to realize what they really want in life. And this is the acronym of racing. Quickly, it's recognize your dreams, act one corner at a time, care about yourself, having a balance in life. I is for empower, which means inspire, empower, and go inside yourself to discover your power. N is for never give up, and G is for get it done. When you use that 6-step process for your personal, spiritual, and professional life, now you have a life plan. You put picture on it, you do a dream board with that, and this is one of the first steps. There are many other tools that people can use on the market, but I think this one is really powerful and different because we are using the motorcycle racing, so that brings your brain to a completely new place. And I even have a motorcycle meditation with rock music on it, and a lot of people who want to meditate, they are telling me this meditation brings me somewhere else in my brain because I'm putting in your head different pictures, different things that you are not used to be. And this is one of the secrets for especially women, but for all entrepreneurs, is getting out of the box. There is no box with Nadine, and Nadine is helping you to think outside the box, and there is no box. Because if you want to be successful, you need to do things differently than the other people, and then even what you think. So think differently, and you will have different results.
Yeah, to me, this is awesome. And, I just love that you're sharing with us and being so open and honest and singing with us. And I feel like we're all great friends already on the call. And, what I really am hearing you say is that you're open to all possibilities and that you have a goal, you have a mission in mind. But things may not always turn out exactly as you planned. But if you keep focusing on your vision, that you're going to make something amazing happen, and you certainly have. And I think you are a celebrity. You are a celebrity now, and you inspire so many people. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your book, Win the Race of Life? Can you tell us a little bit about that project you've done?
Yes, thank you so much. And the project started because I met Les Brown in 2010, and he offered me to be on his book. And people were telling me, "Oh, you are in a book with Les Brown," so that was kind of a dream, even over a dream of mine. Just meeting Les Brown was a good thing, and now I met him, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 times, and I'm co-author with him. And people were telling me, now that you will be bestseller author with Les Brown, you are better to have your own book. And I said, I don't have time to write my book. I'm racing. I'm all over the place. But finally, I decided to dictaphone my book to share my stories, to share different experiences. And also my favorite book was Paulo Coelho with The Alchemist. And this is a small book, little booklet, with a story that somebody was traveling and all that. So I said, I will do something similar to that. So I kind of share my traveling on motorcycle, but I also share in chapter 4 that story about the suicide, because this is my core mission. But nobody wants to hear about that. So I just put a lot of stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly in the book, different exercise every couple of chapters, so people can really use that kind of as a workbook for their own life, their own reflection, the thinking that they have, to really help them, empower them, inspire them with the crazy story that they have, but also help them to use those stories in their own life. And this is the goal, because even if people go to see me or to see other speaker or read a good book, if you don't take action in your life, that's good for nothing. And for me, I learned so much. I went probably to 30, 40 different seminars in my life, but my goal is to always take one action step to change something in my life or in my business. So each book, if you do that, or each chapter of a book, your life will improve a lot. And so that's why my book is designed with stories, experiences, but also exercise, so people can really get to the next level and win the race of life at 180 miles per hour, but with balance and passion. I think it's more fun to have a balance at 180 miles per hour than at 20 miles per hour. So that's why everything is fast, and if you move fast, you will be able to be in front of your crowd.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And, one of the things I know about going 180 miles per hour, now I certainly have never gone that fast, and I am definitely a thrill-loving person and in the need for speed. And, but when you're going that fast, I know I was driving today and I was on the cell phone and trying to check my text messages, and I know we're not supposed to do that, but I think all of us at some point have. When you're going 180 miles an hour, I can imagine that you're not worried about your phone or checking any messages or looking at people's Facebook statuses. You are focused right on your goals, and I think that's, as entrepreneurs, how we have to be as well. So, what role did focus on play in your life and helping you to accomplish what you have?
Yeah, what helped me to stay focused, again, it's really that goal and that dream. When you discover your power, and for me, I really discovered my power in 2007 when I discovered that mission, that God gives me so many talents in piano, in music. I was top 10% in Canada in my company as a financial planner. So I have a strong left brain with mathematics and knowledge and business skills, but I have a strong right brain with the music. So I always kind of use my brain on both ways. So because of that, it's easier for me, I guess, to focus and stay in the middle. I don't know why. It's probably because of my music background. Having that discipline really helped me out. And when you have the big goal and the big dream, it's easier to stay focused. Like when you ride a motorcycle or when you ride on your car, if you just look at the next car in front of you, yes, you are maybe focused, but you are not focusing in the right place. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They kind of lose that focus, that long-term focus, so that's hard for them to go through the challenges. If you know that you are on a boat and there is a big snowstorm while you are on the boat, you cannot jump in the water because you have the goal, the long-term goal. It's harder for you to jump off the boat, and that's focus and being able to understand that each and every action every day. So that's why the A of racing is about action. It's little action steps. The G is for get it done. So these are more kind of the little gem or the little treasure that can switch your business in seconds or in minutes, just one little thing. So there is two kinds of action. There is two kinds of focus, the long-term focus and the short-term focus. And when you have both aligned, it's easier to go faster. Does it make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you really do need to have both that long-term goal, but also those little kind of mini steps along the way that really just propel you towards your goal. One of the things I really love about you, Nadine, is that you have made it to the top, but that you also are really big on giving back, and you are a philanthropist and mentor to so many people. And I just think that's really amazing. So, why is giving back important to you?
Giving back is because my life was saved, because I almost committed suicide, and 11 years later, 12 years later, when my mission hit me, that story was always coming back, because I was trying to find out what is unique about Nadine. Nothing. Nadine is a musician, sports, and I'm good at everything that I touch. I'm always like top 3, top 10, top 20, or top 5, or it's always like trying to find my uniqueness was the hardest thing for me. And when that story came back again and again and again, I said, okay, maybe my uniqueness is the fact that I am willing and I am open to share that story. Like, be on stage for me and sharing that story is my favorite moment but a lot of people, they are just showing one good side of themselves, and they are afraid to show the other side. And for me, one of the compliments that I have is Nadine is real. And that's what I want to always keep. And I tell my friends, if I become famous and I kind of become non-real, just kick me somewhere, because I want to stay real and share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes I share even something kind of bad, or the bad mood that I have on Facebook, and people are writing to me that I should not do that. Can you believe? People are so attracted by all the good, but they don't want to hear about the bad. And for me, I still want to share both of those stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah,
because
you
I
are
think
certainly
that's where the people learn the most. So that give back for me is really sharing with people when I'm not feeling good, and people can relate to me instead of just looking at me or looking at other speakers and say, oh, life is always better in the other people. No, it's not true. Life is always better the way that you think it's better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so many times people say, like, well, it was easy for you, or it was easy for you to do this, and it's easy for you to do that. And, someone said to me running, I was running in my lunch break today, and someone said to me, well, it's so much easier for you to run because, you are thinner than I am. And then, this morning I dropped my keys at least a dozen times before I got out of my house because my hands were numb, because it isn't easier for me. And, I think the same thing where it isn't easier for you. And it is difficult, and everyone does go through these struggles. And it's when you rise above them that, that's where really something beautiful happens. And, if you could give, like, one advice, one word of advice, one sentence of advice to someone who's sitting there today and maybe was in your shoe where you were at 25, and someone's sitting there and thinking that they're not worth it, and thinking their life is not going to change, and that it's time for it to end, what would you say to that person? What advice could you?
I would say never give up. Never give up your dreams. Focus on your dreams. Never give up on your challenges. Never give up on your life, your good and your bad moments. Never give up in believing in yourself. Never give up in yourself. This is the first thing. And when everything goes wrong, it's really hard for us to believe in ourselves or believe in our project. Like just before I filmed my TV show 2 weeks ago, I worked like 140 hours in a week. I am not to do that. But I said, no, I don't give up. Like I had a couple of people on my team who give up on me in the last few days, and I said, no, I'm going through the finish line. And when you have that attitude of stubbornness, to be stubborn and really never give up on that stubbornness, that's where you will be able to go over the hump, go over the challenges, and really like live your life at the full speed. That will really help you to focus too.
Yeah, that's just beautiful. And you have made it to the top, and I think you're going to keep going and going. And I know there's going to be many more finish lines in your future. I'm an educator, and I am very passionate about the project you're doing. And, before we end our call tonight, I just want to thank you for coming on our show, but also if you can just tell people where they can find out more about your show, about your books, so people I highly recommend anything that Nadine does. I'm very inspired by her, and as you guys hear tonight, she is certainly a woman who's made it.
Thank you. So the website is NadineRacing.com, NADINE, racing, RACING, all one word, .com. So NadineRacing.com. When you put the /free at the end, you have access to 1-hour coaching online with me, pre-recorded coaching call, and one chapter of my book, and over $2,000 in gifts. So as you said, I really like to give back, get people going on that racing system, on the expert grid blueprint for people who really want to go to the next step. I have a lot of tools and strategy for free on the website, so go at NadineRacing.com/free.
Awesome. And thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. And I wish you the best of luck on your TV show. I know it is going to be successful. Everything you touch turns to gold. So I'm looking forward to watching your show. And thank you again for being on our call tonight.
Thank you very much. And if you have teenagers, they will have also information on the NadineRacing.com about the Teen CEO show. We have casting call in different cities in October in California and maybe in New York. Hopefully we can work together.
Absolutely. I can't wait to meet you, and maybe you'll take me for a ride on a motorcycle one day.
Yeah.
Very good. Akina, is there anything you'd like to add before we close our call tonight?
Yes. If anything that Nadine said touched you, please reach out to her on NadineRacing.com, and you can also check out her show on ChangingMindsOnline.com. We're also on iTunes and Podomatic as well.
Yes, and if you are a fast-paced person like Nadine or a runner like myself and you're on the go, we did just come out with our Android and iPhone apps this week. So you can look for them in the app stores under Changing Minds Online, and you can listen to this right in your car, on your bike, or on your, hopefully not if you're racing 180 miles an hour. But be safe about it. But thank you everyone for calling in tonight. We look forward to joining you guys again on Sunday. Thank you, Nadine, for being on our show. It was a pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much, Nadine.
Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. So with that, have a great evening. God bless, and thank you for everyone who called in. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.